Hello and welcome to the second episode of the 605 Broke Boys. Let's get it started off here with the MLB talk.
So, as you guys may or may have not have known, the Yankees on Friday, in typical Yankee fashion, went out and got two of the biggest names on the free agent market. No surprise. They re-signed their man, their MVP candidate, DJ LeMahieu, for 6 years, $90 million. To me, a little too much money, a little too many years. And they went out and got Corey Kluber on a low deal, 1 year, $11 million. Thoughts?
I'll go first.
I mean,
As a Red Sox fan, where do they get the cap space, man? Like, they got Stanton, Judge, Cole. They just signed JD back, and then they got Kluber. Like, they just pulling money out their ass now, I guess.
Hey man, free Mookie, right? A little cap space.
Man, I don't respect the Red Sox moves, but we've gone down the drain these past 2 years after we won the series, and it just hasn't been the same, man.
Hey, they're rebuild mode now, baby.
I mean, all I gotta say though, with the Kluber deal, like 1 for 11, especially a Cy Young caliber pitcher taking a chance on himself, like that's low key scary. That top of the rotation with Kluber and Cole. So, I mean,
Yeah.
and then DJ, like I said, DJ, I think too many years because he'll be like 15, roughly equals out to about 15 mil a season for an MVP caliber player. Really cheap, but 6 years is a long time.
Yeah, they're really banking on him to be good for a long time. And if
Yeah.
he's not, that's kind of expensive.
But I mean, I guess in Yankee Stadium, when you're basically playing in a little league ballpark,
True.
With it being 310 down the lines, I mean, it's not really going to be. He doesn't really have to hit that power threat that he is right now. He just got to get on base. So
That's very true.
yeah.
And there hasn't been much moves in the MLB, so that's really going to wrap up our MLB section. And right before we switch to the NFL, just like to point out some of the changes we've got. We're now going to be recording over Discord like we are now, so we're also going to be expanding to YouTube, so look out for that. So if you want to see us and hear us at the same time, check out 605 Broke Boys on YouTube. Also, make sure to keep up to date on the Twitter and the Instagram. Now, with that out of the way, let's roll right into the NFL.
Yes, sir. Before we start talking about the super divisional weekend, let's first talk about Deshaun Watson, how he wants out of Houston, how they're a terrible organization, and free my man, Deshaun Watson.
I mean, did you guys see his tweet the other day? It was like he said like I was at a 2, but now I'm at a 10. Like, what do you guys think that's about? Like,
It's got to be
I-
somewhat related.
that's what I'm thinking too.
It's
He tweeted
100% related.
And he tweeted today too that like apparently there's people in Houston like holding a protest for him, like they're marching the streets of Houston, like, and he's like, please stop, like COVID's a big deal right now. And, I mean,
Yeah,
But-
I did see that, the protest. Like, they're protesting to keep him in Houston, but I think we all know that it wasn't because of COVID that he wants it to stop. He wants out.
yeah, he wants out for sure. So where do you guys think he's going? Rye, you want to start us off?
I like to see him in Miami. Dolphins trade possibly that third overall pick, Tua, maybe some other picks. I can see the Texans going out. I don't know what they would draft, maybe a receiver or something. I think the Dolphins, I mean, Tua wasn't terrible this year, but if the Dolphins got a chance to get Deshaun Watson on their team, I think you got to pull the trigger, especially how inconsistent Tua was this year.
I mean, for sure. I don't really understand the hate on Tua so much because like rookie quarterback, COVID year, like I think we got to give him a little more time. Like people are already writing him off as a bust and stuff. Like coming off a major injury too out of Alabama, like give him some time, give him a couple years. I think Tua's gonna be real special, but we'll see.
I don't. I'm sorry, Ben. I wouldn't say I've seen enough out of Tua, but I don't think he's going to be a superstar caliber quarterback in this league at all. I think he's just a game manager that's easily replaceable, to be honest with you.
Yeah, plus it's just a big rumor that came out like right away as soon as Deshaun was like, I want out. boom there, like circulating was like Tua for Deshaun Watson trade was like one of the first things that everyone was talking about could happen. Just like a straight swap with a few picks, and it's an easy new switch for
I think it's
each
an
teams.
easy. Yeah.
The only problem I have with Watson going to Miami is like the receiving core there's not great. Like
I mean, he's-
his receiving situation's better in Houston than it is in Miami. I mean, I get that he's got Gaskin there, but other than that, and Gesicki, but
I mean, I wouldn't
I
say
don't know.
his receivers are that much better in Houston rather than in Miami. I mean, he has Will Fuller, but he's suspended for the last 6 games of the year. I feel like Miami, if what's his name?
Devontae Parker.
Yeah, Parker can stay healthy. They got a couple other weapons. Gesicki's all right. Gaskin's good. I don't know. I'd see him go receiver in the draft to help him if
Yeah.
Watson does go there, but
I mean, that's the thing, though. I'd rather take Fuller, Brandon Cooks, and Randall Cobb over Preston Williams and Devontae Parker and whoever their third receiver is. But
yeah.
Bruggs, where do you think Watson's going?
I honestly don't know at this point. You've seen a jersey swap of him in pretty much every team, like in the
Yeah.
league, like anywhere that doesn't have a decent quarterback. But so
I
it's
think the
honestly
only-
up for grabs.
I would say I think the only two teams I haven't seen him jersey swap to is Green Bay and Kansas City.
Yeah,
Yeah, and a Bucks jersey.
Yeah, and the Bucks.
yeah, and the Bucks.
But and I guess the Bills too. The four teams in the conference championship. But
Now from quarterbacks to like, I don't know. That's really a wild card for Deshaun Watson and where he's going. But even the Saints might take a shot on him now that Drew Brees is gone in his last game and losing to Brady last night, and you don't know if
You really
that's going to be Jameis Winston's team or Taysom Hill, or will they take a shot on somebody else? They got
You really
cap
think the Saints
space
are
problems.
yeah, I was to say, you think the Saints are going to go after him with that cap space, $99 million in cap or over the cap?
Yeah, there's a point
Yeah,
where you like look to where there's like a, or whatever you call it, like a shot from TV where it's Drew Brees telling Jameis Winston like it's your team now. Like I don't think that was real because there's no way Saints can sign Winston and keep a good team.
No.
Unless he goes on that 1 year, like $2 million deal that he got. But
No way.
I highly doubt it. Yeah.
Booth, Gordy, where do you think Watson's going?
I think that he could end up on like the Bears or some team like that, since the Bears have said that they kind of want to move on from Trubisky. But at the same time, Bears have done some pretty stupid things in the past, so they could probably find a way to mess that up in their trade talks. But again, it's Houston, so they're not great either. So it'll be a real battle to see who can give and get in that trade talk.
I'd probably have to say I'd give it to New England, man. They got a good coach with Bill Belichick. They got pretty good cap space right now, don't they?
Yeah, they
yeah,
do.
I think they're top 10 in the league, aren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I
And they're looking to
could see
move
them-
Gilmore.
I could see them pulling Watson. Same with Washington, but I see like all the talks about how Cam Newton might be going to Washington just because he has his old coach there. So, I mean, it's really up for grabs at this point.
Speaking of Cam Newton, dude, I would hate to see him in Washington, man. I want to see them draft a quarterback. I don't think Newton's the answer. I think he was terrible this year. I like the football team. They got a little potential. I'd like to see him draft like Zach Wilson. I don't think he'll fall that far. I really don't.
No, he won't.
I can see him drafting Fields or I don't know, Lance or something. I'd like to see him pick up one of those guys.
I think they're more in the range of like a Mac Jones, like a Trask or someone, which like I wouldn't be bad, but
Oh yeah, I think they need to draft
think
a
they'll-
quarterback and really step out of mediocrity. Like if you just get Cam Newton, you're just gonna be mediocre. Like you're never gonna really
Yeah.
take that next step because he's on the decline and you guys are trying to be on the incline, and it's just never gonna come together.
100%.
But I mean, I'll give my thoughts on the Watson thing. I've been seeing. I mean, like you guys have been saying, Jets. I mean, we haven't said the Jets yet, but I've seen him. I've seen him linked to the Jets, Dolphins, Patriots. I mean, I think personally he'll probably end up in Miami just because Miami's got so many picks to offer. But I did see a four-team trade though that it involved the Vikings, Dolphins, Texans, and Niners, and it was like the Vikings got Watson, the Dolphins got Daniil Hunter, the Niners got Cousins, and then the Texans got a shit ton of picks. So I mean, that could potentially be in play, but realistically, it's just not going to happen.
Oh no, I highly doubt it happens. And all right, enough Deshaun Watson. Let's talk about the first divisional game that happened this weekend: the Packers versus Rams.
So Colin, we'll give you a little take on it since you're the big Packers guy on this podcast.
Hey man, I think there's never a point in that game that they're really like, shit, we might lose. That was pretty much a dominant performance. I like how the Packers are looking lately. For once, we got a pretty decent defense. I mean, that's been like Rodgers' downfall his entire career. We've always had like a top 10 offense, but then our defense is usually bottom 25. But this year, top 13, we like the analysts pregame or whatever talking all about that Rams defense and what they were going to do. And the Packers defense really turned it up and did what they thought the Rams defense were going to do. And then the Packers offense was able to just dot up that Rams defense with Aaron Donald not quite at 100%. We ran the ball very well. I think 200 yards plus on the ground, not to mention Aaron Rodgers. Drafting Jordan Love really pissed him off or something because he's a bad man this year. I mean, he had 290 some yards and 2 TDs passing. He ran for one more and pretty dominant performance. I mean, going into the game, I was a little scared because Rodgers is 0-2 against the number one scoring defense in his playoff career, but they're a different team this year. I mean, good chemistry all around, and I think there's a true shot as long as we don't fall apart like we did earlier this season against Tampa Bay. I mean, one win and it's Super Bowl time.
Because I already saw the projected weather for next week too. It's supposed to be like 25 and snowy. So I mean that's
a big plus.
That's going to play into Green Bay's favor a little bit. But I mean, never count out Brady in the snow.
Oh, for sure. He's used to that stuff. But all those other guys down there in Tampa aren't quite used to that. So
yeah. I mean, yeah, Rodgers was 23 for 36 for 296 and 2 touchdowns, plus he ran for 1. So
yeah, just a good performance.
I'll be the first to say it. I thought the Packers were frauds heading into the playoffs here. I mean, they had some iffy regular season games. I don't think Briggs can deny that.
No, for
I think
sure.
he definitely had his questions going into the playoffs. But I do think after I would call it a dominant performance as well. They proved to a lot of the haters that their defense is legit and that Rodgers and the offense, I really don't think can be stopped by really anyone this year. I mean, Davante Adams is playing on a elite level. Ramsey, I mean, I'd say Ramsey had a decent matchup against him, but Davante Adams is, I would say, the number one receiver this year. Rodgers is the MVP this year, and their defense is balling. So I think they're going to be hard to beat, and I would consider them a legit Super Bowl contender, obviously.
The one takeaway from this game was Jared Goff could not throw the ball, and that's what killed the Rams, in my opinion. Like I thought this game was probably going to be the second or best game of the weekend, just because like Los Angeles' defense versus Green Bay's offense. But like after watching Goff play, my goodness, he's not the answer in LA. I don't think.
I don't know if it wasn't that Goff couldn't throw. I mean, at the end of the day, I think he had only like 6 incompletions or something.
Yeah, he went 21 of 27, but he only threw for 174 yards.
Yeah,
So
in my
opinion, 6 yards to throw.
I think Goff needs to stop taking as many sacks as he took in that game. He needs to get the ball out of his hands, because I feel like him taking all those sacks just didn't really help their offense at all. Really stopped their momentum that they had. So He's just got to pull like a Rodgers or Tom Brady and get the ball out of his hands and stop taking as many sacks as he did against the Packers.
And back to your point, man. I don't like the Jared Goff slander, man. He broke his fucking thumb 2 weeks ago,
Yeah.
man.
I
Yeah,
get
he's
that.
a
Like, and he only
dog.
threw 5 incompletions, bro. Like,
Yeah, come on, man.
You
Okay,
gotta
okay,
put some respect on him.
I get that, but like you got to look at what he did this year as a whole. Like he was so up and down, and like
But
McVay
so were
even
the
came out.
Rams as a team, though.
I get that, and McVay even came out and said like they're gonna look at like potentially moving on from Goff. Like he
I
said,
saw that as well, but
he said that the other day. Like I don't know, Goff and the Rams were just so up and down, and I just thought coming into this game like they'd kind of been on that upswing again, and I was hoping for a good game, but like you guys said, the Packers just completely dominated them in every phase of the game.
Yeah, I didn't get to watch too much football this weekend, but I did get to listen to the Packers-Rams game for a bit, and it was just sounded like a slaughter almost. But the score didn't show it as much early on, but then like towards the end of the game, you could tell that the Packers just wore the Rams out.
Yeah, that's another thing, an interesting thing. Like, there's a three-headed monster now in Green Bay in the backfield, and they're really running the ball very well, which is a thing that hasn't been a major factor in Rodgers' career, because back when we had Mike McCarthy, he really didn't believe in running the ball. Like, it was pass, 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 and that's why Rodgers has such big numbers. And I think now that you got A.J. Dillon and Jamal Williams and Aaron Jones all running the ball extremely well, that you can just wear good defense out, and that's exactly what they did to the Rams.
Especially in that cold weather too, when those LA boys aren't used to it.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, do you guys have any closing thoughts on this game, or do you guys want to transition to the Ravens-Bills?
We can transition to
Yeah, I'm good. Go Pack, go, baby.
All I gotta say is, for started off, I called it.
Gordy's boy, we hooping, man.
I hate him. That's all.
Gordy, you happy to see the Ravens lose after we hooping was talking all that smack on TikTok?
I was so happy. I found out during our Mitchell game that they lost, and I was just so happy.
Dude, Lamar Jackson, he's not a throwing quarterback, man. He is not a throwing quarterback, and that showed in the Bills game, man.
Yeah.
That 101-yard pick six, oh, that's tough.
Brutal.
Not a great read on that.
I mean, speaking of this game, the best kicker in the world, and Justin Tucker did miss at least 2 kicks. He missed 2 kicks at least. I know that, but I don't know how many he missed for the game. But,
Yeah,
I
it's
mean,
just
that's
just
gonna hurt you too.
unheard of.
Yeah, he went 1 for 3. Like for Justin Tucker, that's not acceptable. And honestly, I think that might have. It probably doesn't play a big part in the end, but I mean, that might have turned the tide a little bit when he missed that first kick.
Yeah, just momentum
did
killers.
Lamar got
I
picked in the third or something.
No, when did he get hurt? I didn't.
It was like late third, early fourth.
Okay.
I liked all the memes
And
like,
they were,
man, the Bills better hope he's not just going to take a crap, man.
that's exactly. I told my parents that too. Like when they showed Lamar running off, I was like, oh, he's coming out, or he's going to take a dump, and he's going to come back and lead the Ravens to a victory. Just watch. And obviously went into concussion protocol and didn't come back. But
No, what I would say about the game is it was just a disappointing performance by the Ravens offense. Like, they only put up 3 points against a subpar Bills defense at best, I would say. It's just, you can't come out like that in a divisional game, and it was just pathetic in my opinion, to be honest with you.
well, the Ravens were running the ball really well in the first half. Like they were picking up like 5 to 6 yards every run. Like they were breaking off big runs every now and again, but like they just kind of went away from their strength, and they passed a little bit more, and that's just not going to work with Lamar.
And if you can't finish in the red zone, man, it's huge.
That's true.
Especially in those conditions, you don't want to be kicking in Buffalo. Like, even if you got Justin Tucker, crazy winds, you got to finish your drives.
Like they threw for the Ravens as a team ran for 150 yards and only scored 3 points.
Yeah, I don't know how that really checks out. But, like, at the other side of it, the Bills Mafia was really making that place loud.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
no, honestly though, like I was watching the game, and for how like limited seating still up in Buffalo, but more than like Green Bay had or whatever, since Green Bay just opened the stands. But they were making it loud. I mean, it was crazy loud just watching it through the TV. I couldn't even imagine being there. And it was real big momentum shifts for just killing Ravens drives just right where they began. It was just insane.
And honestly, I think that's kind of like a underrated part of the game was because this year like teams were playing without fans, and then you had 6,700 people in Buffalo with probably the most crazy fans in the whole NFL, and just with that atmosphere and playoff time, like I think that played a low key difference in the game.
Yeah.
You know, at least Lamar's a G and signed some autographs for the Bills and the Ravens fans after the game.
And the Bills
He
fans
doesn't
are
know
kinda
He doesn't know how to speak English, but you know, he's a good guy.
And the Bills fans were kind of G's too. Like they were donating to Lamar's
Yeah.
charity and stuff.
That's like a good side about Bills Mafia. Like even back when Andy Dalton beat whoever they beat. God, I can't remember who they beat.
They beat
Ravens.
the Ravens.
Yeah, the
They
Ravens.
beat the Ravens.
To give them a playoff berth or whatever, and they donated just like thousands of dollars to Andy Dalton's charity and stuff. It's good to see.
Okay, so I'm looking at the stats for this Buffalo-Baltimore game. Diggs went 8 for 106 in the score. So let me ask you guys this: where do you rank Diggs in terms of top receivers in the game?
In the game, like right now.
Right now.
Yeah, like right now.
Top 5 at least.
Just
Oh,
top
yeah,
five
not
in
five.
2020. Like going into 2021.
Top 5 and not 5. That's what I'm
Yeah.
saying.
Yeah.
I'm good with
So-
that. Yeah.
So you're going 4? Both you going 4 then?
4 or maybe like 3, because like, I mean, you're definitely not going to put Michael Thomas in your 2021 top 5. He was terrible. But
Zero.
Julio,
Yeah,
yeah.
That's all I'm gonna say.
Julio, yeah, he was hurt most of the season, but I don't think. I mean, he'd be in the top 5, but I could see Diggs being at least a 3 or 4, because he for one, he had the most receptions
And
and he had the most receiving yards. He didn't have the touchdowns to prove that because he's not really a red zone threat because with his height, but still, Diggs is definitely a top 3, top 5 receiver at the end of the day.
I'd agree with that.
Yeah, I
I'd
agree
say
with
it
you. I'd go like
That's it.
Devontae, D-Hop, and then maybe even Diggs. And then after that, I don't know. There wasn't like crazy
DK
dominant. DK was
Yeah,
really
'cause
good.
DK, he
Tyreek
was
Hill.
off and on. He could be off and on though.
And then
Tyreek Hill.
I put Tyreek at my 5.
Because I'd say
Mhm.
as of right now, the only 2 receivers I'm taking over Diggs would be Devontae and D-Hop.
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
And then like 3 and 4 and 5 is just kind of personal preference between Tyreek, Julio, and Diggs.
Yep.
Like that's my opinion, but and like you can't really like argue either way. Like if you have Diggs at 5 and the other 2 ahead of him, like you can't really argue like you're wrong and stuff like that. So
But Diggs really, I was surprised with his performance this year. You know, everybody was dissing on him, but he really shut everybody up with what he did with the Bills, and he was on my fantasy team, and I loved it, man. Loved every second of it.
Dude, I'm a big fan of him and Josh Allen's bromance they got going on, man. I like to see it, to be
like, did you guys see the meme of
honest with you, you know. Big Vikings guy here.
Did you guys see the meme of like
him and Kirk never had that relationship like Josh and Allen, but him and Josh Allen, but whatever, man.
Did you guys see the meme of like it was like get someone the way
Yeah.
Josh Allen looks at Stephon Diggs or someone like that? I thought that was pretty funny, but
It was like get you someone in your life that looks at you the way Josh Allen looks at Stephon Diggs, and he's just like,
yeah.
it's so funny.
So with Diggs, obviously the big thing was the trade for Minnesota, and the Vikings ended up getting Jefferson from it. So do you guys think like both sides won this deal? Like can we say
Oh yeah,
100%?
100%.
100%.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
There's no
Especially-
really big winner.
No.
No.
Because especially like Jefferson wants to be in Minnesota, and him and Kirk have a good relationship. Plus, Allen and Diggs have a good relationship, and the Vikings ended up getting like 4 picks out of that deal too, and one of them ended
Oh.
up being Jefferson. So
biggest thing I take away from it, Bennett, is just it's one of those rare scenarios in football where a trade works out for both teams almost perfectly, in my opinion. You don't ever see that happen, but it's nice to see.
Yeah, it is. It is really nice to see. And like RyLee, I know you can attest to this. Like Jefferson's a beast, and like he'll keep being a beast in Minnesota for a long time, and Diggs will be a beast in Kansas or in Buffalo for a long time.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
All right, should we
Alright,
move on to the Kansas City Cleveland?
Yep.
What are you guys thoughts on this game?
Mahomes.
That might be a dagger for Kansas City.
Yeah, especially if he doesn't play next week.
I mean, anything is possible though.
Anything is possible.
Oh God, he threw a pick and he was in for like barely any reps.
So that was a gutsy call by Andy Reid to go for that
Walking
on
out of
4th
there
and inches. Yeah,
With the biggest balls I've ever seen, man.
The biggest balls, having a pass play on 4th and 1, man.
Yep.
Big balls.
Dude, I saw
big balls.
Booth and Bennett. I know you've seen this episode with the South Park episode with Randy
Yeah.
when he gets the big balls.
yeah, with
Yeah.
those testicular
Some good
cancer,
memes where it's like Andy Reid walking out of Arrowhead Stadium and he's like, Will Barron, his fucking big old balls.
I mean, honestly though, like I thought Henny probably picked up that 3rd and 14. Like I think like the video
close,
showed like
yeah.
the ball.
It was
the
close,
ball,
but the ball was crossed the first down, but his elbow was down before, so I think where the ref spotted it was a good spot.
I mean,
But the announcer was hyping up Henny though with, he just sent the Chiefs to the AFC Championship.
I mean,
And then once they gave him the 4th and 1, he almost sent the Chiefs to the AFC Championship.
yeah, what was? I mean, I didn't get to watch this game yesterday, but like, what was going on with Romo? Because I saw like social media was kind of having like a heyday against him.
Yeah, I was too busy this weekend. I
Oh, it's
wasn't
because
able to watch it.
he kept I like with the 4th and 1, he called the running play, but then of course
they passed it.
Big balls. They
Yeah.
passed it, and he's like, "Oh my God, they passed the ball! Tyreek Hill, they're
And
going
you,
to the AFC Championship."
Like Romo's
I think
usually always right or whatever. So then
Yeah,
when he got it
yeah.
wrong, they're like,
What? Romo?
Did you guys see the whole thing with Tyreek Hill like shoving his coach on the sideline? Like,
No,
Yeah, I saw that.
I heard
was it
about
a,
that.
was it a
happened?
joke or was it serious, Booth? Do you know?
I think it was.
just-
I mean,
saw
in
something
the
about
video, it looked pretty serious. I don't know if it was their offense just wasn't clicking, and he just didn't want the coach up in his face. But I don't know.
See, because I saw part of the video where he like shoved the coach and then like it cut to the coach later and he was like laughing, but I don't. In the video, Tyreek Hill looked pretty pissed off, if I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah.
But
That
I don't
in
know.
the video he did, but I don't know if it was serious or not. But
yeah.
but I mean, honestly, yesterday when
Gordy,
Mahomes went,
Oh. I'll say something to Gordy. I bet you're pretty happy that the Browns went home
Oh,
after they dethroned
so close.
last week.
I was just happy that Chase Claypool didn't look stupid at the end of the day. I originally wanted the Browns to win this game just so it was like, all right, maybe the Browns are legit, and like it wasn't really a fluke what happened with the Steelers. But then Claypool comes out and says what he says about the Browns, and I was like, all right, well now they kind of have to lose because you're gonna look stupid if
Yeah.
the pull this off.
I mean, Andy, I saw a funny meme yesterday that relates to the Steelers. It was like where the Chiefs and Browns play, and it was like CBS, and then it was where Bucks and Saints
Yeah,
play
it was where the
Fox,
Steelers
where the
play
Steelers
TikTok.
play TikTok. Like I thought that was pretty funny, but
Yeah, I saw a lot of them saying, or like a lot of memes saying like, "Oh, what time do the Steelers play today?" And I was like, "All right."
Yeah, the best one I saw was like who the Steelers play, and it's like a fucking song or whatever. It's like nobody, no
Yep,
one.
I saw that one. Yeah, I saw that one. Yeah.
So funny.
I've basically seen them all at this point. Either I see them on my feed or I get sent them constantly. So you just
That's
you just learn to roll with the punches, and keep her going.
hmm
The big thing we got to take away from this Browns game, though, besides the Patrick Mahomes injury, obviously, is the whole touchback situation.
Oh yeah.
Head to
And
head.
how if they should
Yeah.
change that rule, or I'll let Bennett speak first about it because I feel like he has a good opinion on it.
I mean, like I said, I didn't really watch any of the games yesterday, but like I saw obviously the highlight of it. To me, like when Higgins was making that attempt to the end zone, like I thought it maybe could have been a helmet to helmet call, but like I just don't really understand that rule and how, like, I don't know. It just
You
doesn't
just
really make
can't
sense
lead
to
with
me.
your helmet.
Yeah, and
And
like
that's
I thought
exactly what the Chiefs linebacker did. He led with his helmet, and I just don't get I get why they reviewed the touchback, but like you got to review penalties because that was an obvious penalty,
Oh yeah.
and that
Yeah.
really cost the Browns the game at the end of the day. So
That's
Well,
a
I
Stefanski,
think
Yeah, that's a big thing
Stefanski
that
said
they need
something.
to like have certain penalties reviewable. And I think roughing the passer along with like head-to-head contact leading with the helmet, those are two big ones that should be reviewable. Because how many times do you see just like an absolute bullshit roughing the passer? Like, dude barely taps him on the helmet, and then flags come out, and that's 15 yards when they wouldn't have gained the first down. Big momentum shift or whatever. Either that or make it so like the roughing the passer, this is kind of a hot take, to accept it, you have to take your quarterback out for 2 plays. Because hear me out. You're trying to protect your quarterback. All right, take him out. You think something bad happened? Check him. Check him for a concussion if he got hit in the head. Check his legs or something. So then that makes it so you got to pick if it's a good penalty that you're going to take or not.
Yeah.
because penalties like that just cost people the game, especially like the Saints with that pass
Oh,
interference.
yeah.
They can't review that.
Yeah,
So
and Roby Coleman, yeah.
I think they've got to review penalties like that because like it's costing teams games at the end of the day. So
When you got to remember, like last year they put in that pass interference, like they look at pass interferences, but like nothing
And
was
they took
ever
it out.
overturned.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they took it out. They
Nothing
took it
was
out this year
ever
because nothing was ever overturned.
Yeah.
Even though like the one, I just remember the one like the overturn probably could have been against Rudolph in that Saints Vikings playoff game last year. Like that was like sort of pass interference, but like I mean they were both making contact on it, so like you can't really overturn it.
Now he admits it.
Yeah.
But I mean, hey, that was just kind of payback from the.
And it was clean, man. Fuck it.
But the one thing I gotta ask you guys is, with Baker now going into year 4, did the Browns give him an extension? Did they come to his agent this offseason and say like we're gonna extend you?
Should they or
I mean-
will they? Is that the question?
Both. Let's go with both.
I think they should because you saw in his post game press conference he took everything personal. He put that game on himself, and I think a quarterback like that you got to keep him because at the end of the day he's gonna put in the time and work to make your team better.
I mean, the one thing I'll say is like Baker's a proven winner, and like especially in Cleveland where like winning is not like.
Bennett, don't go
Traditional.
too hard
No,
on
but
that.
think-
Don't go
no,
too
no,
hard.
Yeah.
On that. You said that
Think
with
about
Trevor
this, though.
Lawrence too.
He had
Ben,
one
Ben,
winning
my question-
season.
my rebuttal,
No.
Ben.
Hear me out. Let me explain myself before you guys say anything. Look what happened the year before Baker got there. They won 0-16. For his first year there, 7-9. Last year 8-8. This year 11-5. Like Baker has. I'm not saying Baker single-handedly
Yeah,
has,
it's
but
not
he has
all
helped change the
Baker.
culture. It's not all Baker, but he has helped change the culture, and you guys have to admit that.
Yeah, I mean, I don't disagree with that, but I wouldn't say he's a proven winner. I mean, he won the Heisman in college, got bounced in the playoffs.
Yeah,
I mean,
but it wasn't his fault they got bounced in the playoffs. He had like what 6 touchdowns in that game.
well, yeah, I'm not saying it's his fault, but like, also Bennett, that first year with Freddie Kitchens, he didn't win shit, man.
Yeah, I know,
And,
but
like-
they did go 8-8, and like I'm not saying like that's great or anything, but in Cleveland, like that's not that bad of a season.
Yeah,
And I
but
get
back to the-
that last year like they were kind of hyped up to be like really good and stuff, and Baker didn't play at his best, but
Yeah, there's
I
like
don't know. I think
all
Baker's
over
better.
social media, it's just like the Baker Mayfield cycle or whatever. Beat average
Yeah.
team, talk all
Yeah.
that shit, lose to really bad team, play like shit, underdog mentality and then play good again, and then it's just a big circle, man.
Brooks, I think you
Mhm.
forgot one part of the cycle, and that was appear in some type of commercial.
Oh yeah, that too,
Yeah.
bro. I will say though, he's
Yeah.
good in commercials. He might not
Dude,
He
be
is.
crazy good on the field, but in commercials, he's pretty good.
and
I
he's
mean,
got a
yes.
hot wife too that
He
appears in
does
the
have a hot
commercial.
wife.
So like, shout out to Baker for pulling a dime that goes in the commercials. I guess.
I mean, yesterday was the battle of the insurance companies, State Farm versus Progressive. So,
That's right.
I
but
just love that when the quarterback that's in the game they play their commercials. So like when Mahomes is in the game, they play the
State.
uh what is it? A
State
State
Farm.
the
Farm.
State Farm
Yeah.
commercials.
Yeah, the State Farm commercials. And they only play the commercials that he's in. And then when Baker's in the game, then they only play the commercials that Baker's in.
I did not realize that. Did they do that yesterday?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure.
That's actually
Like
funny.
when they cut to the mini screens, they
Oh,
play the
yeah.
State Farm commercial. I thought that was funny.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
I mean, I think that's probably enough for the Kansas City Cleveland game. Should we go on to Tampa Bay, New Orleans?
The
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 saddest game.
retirement game,
Man,
the nursing home game, if you will. Bunch of
History Channel
old
game.
men duking it out.
With Breeze.
You know,
And
I don't really want to shit on Drew Brees, but I really like Drew Brees. Yeah, I get it. He's probably gonna retire, man. But that performance by him, it was terrible, man. Like,
yeah, it was,
I'm sorry, Drew, but like, I'm not gonna single-handedly blame the loss on him. But he did not play good. Those 3 picks were costly, and I think it obviously showed yesterday that he can't throw the ball more than 20 yards downfield, and that's what held the Saints back. Like, I feel
And-
like that was a glaring weakness on their team, and it sucks to see because Drew Brees is a great guy. He's had a great career,
Hall of
but
Famer.
Hall of Famer. But at the end of the day, he's washed now. He was washed.
Yeah, I think
The one thing,
when he
Oh,
took
Tony,
down
go.
his when he broke all those ribs this season,
yeah,
I think he should just hung it up, man. Use that just to say like, my health's worth more. Like, I'm thankful for the game or whatever. Just all he's done or whatever. He's just absolute stat monster. And then just gave the team up to Jameis Winston or Taysom Hill and just said, all right, you guys just go play for me. And then they would have had like a little chip on their shoulder, like, let's do this for Drew or whatever. I think that's what he should have did.
Yeah.
Because just at the end, towards the end here, you just really saw that the age was getting to him. He just wasn't the Drew Brees of old. It was just sad to see.
the one
Yeah,
thing.
it was very tough to watch.
I mean, I just think it's kind of funny though that like, ever since the Saints won that Super Bowl, man, they've had tough losses in the playoffs.
True.
Bounty Gate, man.
Bountygate,
Yeah, fuck the
Karma.
Saints, man.
yeah.
Fuck the Saints.
I mean, I will give credit to Drew Brees though, like coming back and playing on 11 broken ribs, like it shows he's a team guy. But like Colin, like you said, like at that point, you're
Yeah.
40.
You got-
How old is he? Like
yeah.
how old is he? Like 41, 42.
Yeah, he's 41, I think.
Yeah. You
But,
got to
like,
go
at
health
that-
over the game at that point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At that point, you just are like, okay, like I can see like retire, like not playing again. Like maybe he's on the sidelines the rest of the
Yeah,
season.
mhm.
And, like, but I agree with you. I think those 11 broken ribs definitely didn't help him, and it'll be interesting to see what the Saints do at quarterback next year.
Oh, yeah,
Speaking of-
that's really interesting.
Father time catching up with people. I wouldn't even say Brady looked that sharp yesterday. Like,
He-
I
he
mean,
had that
he can at
one-
least throw the ball downfield,
True.
but like, he didn't put up a monster stat game. They won that game
Yeah.
strictly because of their defense. Not Tom Brady didn't win them that game.
Yeah, I mean Brady went 18 to 33 for 199 and 2 touchdowns, but like you said, he can still throw the ball downfield. Like that ball to Godwin was nice.
Oh, the one that he dropped.
Yeah, the one that
The
they
one
called
that-
a drop, but it looked like he got
It's-
both.
it's
feet
'cause
in,
he-
so
He did get both feet in, but he never made a football move after. Like he tried to tuck it in, and then when he tucked it in, his elbow hit the ground and knocked the ball out. But that was a
ball
nice pass, though.
That was a nice ball.
Mm-hmm. And usually Godwin catches balls like that, but since last 2 weeks ago when he had how many drops in that game, he just
It's a
didn't
lot
look
against the
that.
football team. Yeah.
Yeah, he did not look the same Godwin like last year.
Yeah, when I was listening to the game on the radio when I was on my way back from hockey this weekend, and just like in that last quarter when it was 2020, and then the Buccaneers go up 3, and I'm like, all right, Breeze is gonna come in, he's gonna lead a touchdown drive or something, just get points basically. And then I just hear he's picked off, and I'm like, okay, well, that's not good. And then Bucks go down, score a touchdown, and then next drive, I hear it again, and I'm like, what's going on? Like, I think, yeah, like RyLee said, Father Time finally caught up with Drew Brees, and it's just tough to see a legend like that kind of end his career on the final 2 drives like that.
I mean, the one thing that was cool yesterday though was when obviously when Breeze walked off the field for the final time and he was looking back, and then
Look back at
the
Superdome.
dap up between him and Brady after the game when
Mm.
Brady threw the touchdown to Breeze's kid in the end zone. That was pretty cool. That just shows true respect from 2 of the GOATs right there.
Like from Ted 2. Perfect
Yeah.
spiral.
Spiral, baby.
One thing I thought was interesting was even though the Saints went 12-4 this year, not having Breeze and Michael Thomas at their best, that's honestly kind of impressive. Because you got to remember, Thomas sprained his ankle in week 1, and he was just never the same after that.
Oh yeah, Slant Boy is terrible this year. Holy cow.
Yeah, he was not good. He was not good. Because I'll look at his season stats, but
Too busy punching teammates in the face, man.
Yeah,
Instead of working on the craft.
yeah, Michael Thomas had 40 catches this year for 438 yards, and he didn't score.
Yeah, that's like no name stats right there.
Yeah.
That's like that fill-in receiver that you have to pick up for a week because all your guys are on bye or something.
Yeah, that's that stat line right there.
Because I don't know how many games he actually played in this year, but I'll try and
He
find
probably
that.
played 4
I think he
regular
played.
games.
I think he played the last
Maybe.
4 in the first game.
Well, he got put on IR towards the year. Week maybe
Yeah, he got-
15.
And he was
14.
out for he was out too for a while.
because
to start
didn't he
the
get
season. He was
suspended
out,
too?
6
Yeah, the team suspension for punching.
Team suspended him. Yeah.
Yeah.
The best shit talker in the game, dude.
Dude,
Gardner
yeah,
Johnson.
he even got whims to fucking punch him too. In a game.
Yeah.
Punched someone, didn't
and,
he punch someone yesterday?
Who, Gardner Johnson?
Yeah, I thought so. I
I
thought I
don't
saw
know.
a video of CJ Gardner Johnson kidney punching someone, but I could be wrong.
Oh yeah, he was kidney punching Ronald Jones on a run because he was when you're trying to
Nice.
strip the ball, he was punching him right in the side, and and then a lineman came and shoved him off.
Yeah, I saw something where it was like, name a better duo, Gardner Johnson and playing dirty.
Yeah.
I mean, I just counted. Michael Thomas played 7 games this year,
Yeesh. That's tough.
especially out of
Out of your superstar, out of your superstar
coming
receiver.
off a season where he broke the receiving
Yeah, I
the
remember.
reception record.
I remember at the beginning of the NFL season, Bennett would have the boldest take by saying Michael Thomas is the best receiver in the game.
And I'll back myself up on that. You got to look at coming into the year.
Okay, yep, here we
Coming
go.
Okay.
Coming
Yeah,
off,
but we
then
knew he
after
ran slants, dog.
Yeah.
But after this year, I will change my take, and I think this year Devontae has proven he's the best receiver in the league.
I mean, I can see where Bennett's coming from though.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, you can see where I'm.
Yeah, there's a lot of people that thought just like you. You just look at our fantasy football
You
league.
look at-
There's
you look-
half the league
you
was
look at the
with
stats.
you. Yeah.
You look at the stats, and
I did, but because before the season they didn't have. He was literally their only receiver.
Yeah.
He was the guy that always got the ball,
And
and
he
then
was
they
getting
brought
double.
in Sanders. So and then he got hurt. So then Sanders was the guy, but before he was the only guy. So I could see where Bennett's coming from,
and
just because he was the only guy getting the ball.
and especially last year too, when he was getting doubled a lot and stuff, and still had 140 some receptions last year. But
All right, do you
I
guys
mean-
want to do a AFC NFC championship prediction and then a Super Bowl prediction?
Yeah, we can do that, and then we can
Let's do it.
switch it. Then we can transfer into NBA.
Or I'd say we go a little Gordy before NBA. I like
Okay,
to hear
that's
Perry
fine.
Mel.
Yeah,
rounds.
we can get
that's
that.
fine.
We can get the
Yeah.
hockey. But
Okay.
let's
We
get
get
our
the hockey
prediction.
talk
Let's
going.
get our predictions first here.
We'll just go. Yeah, Riley, you
All right.
start us off.
I'll start off the rip.
Wait, hold on.
I'm
Rather, before you start, are we going like score predictions too, or are we just gonna go?
I'm just going team.
Or we just gonna go
Let's
winner?
just go
Okay.
win,
team.
loss.
Just go
Yeah.
team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Should we give score predictions
Uh,
for Super Bowl?
I
Or
mean,
no, or just,
no,
we can do
just
that.
we'll
We
get
can do
there
that
when we get
later.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thanks, Gordy. Bills, Chiefs. I like the Bills here. I like what the Bills are going with. Don't need to explain myself. We'll just keep it going, nice and short. NFC side, Bucks, Packers. I like the Packers actually, and then Bills, Packers, Super Bowl. I'm going with the Packers.
Alright.
I'll go next. Chiefs. I'll start off with Chiefs. Bills, like Riley did. I'm gonna go the Chiefs. Just in Kansas City. I think that's gonna play an advantage. Just a little bit. I think that game's gonna be really close to like 24-21, something like a one possession game. And then Bucks, Packers. Gonna go the Packers, but I never like to count out Tom Brady, but I just think Green Bay's too good right now. And then Super Bowl, Chiefs, Packers. I'm gonna go the Chiefs.
Hi, Booth. You can go. I'll round it out.
I'll go Bills, Chiefs. I'll probably go with the Bills just because my boy Stephon. He's definitely going to rack up at least 2 touchdowns in that game. And then for the Bucks, Packers, everybody knows me. Brady is definitely the Messiah. He's going to win it. And in the Super Bowl, he's getting his 7th ring, baby. I'm calling it right now.
Tom Brady's Jesus.
But do you think Brady retires if they win?
If they win, I think he retires. But I think he's going to retire if he gets a 7th ring, but probably before that, because I don't think after this year, I don't think he's has a chance of getting a 7th ring, in my opinion.
Yeah, for AFC, Bills, Chiefs, I'm going Bills just because the Chiefs haven't looked great in the last couple weeks, like even going back into the regular season. So yeah, Bills take the dub over the Chiefs, and then over on the NFC side, I want to say Green Bay just because. I guess I shouldn't say I don't like Tom Brady. I just didn't like the Patriots, but Green Bay just looks
Ozone
very
them.
good right now. Packers look very good right now. They'll probably take it pretty handily. I don't know. We'll see when it comes down to game time, but yeah, because you can never count out Tom Brady. But Bills, Packers, Super Bowl, and I think Josh Allen gets it done, and he wins Super Bowl MVP, and the Bills take the Super Bowl, and Bills Mafia can finally celebrate.
Bills Mafia turn up. Buffalo would probably burn down if that happened. But
It would burn down, yeah.
They'd break through so many tables.
oh, table industry would skyrocket. All right, AFC Championship. I've got the Bills over the Chiefs. I think especially if Patrick Mahomes can't play, there's no way Chad can lead the Chiefs over the Bills. And
Anything is possible, though.
yeah, I don't know about
True.
that, man.
Again, that twice now.
And then in the NFC, I'm gonna have to go the homer pick. Got to pick the Packers. I think Tom Brady's gonna run into a good defense, and Father Time's just really gonna shine through, and Rodgers is gonna show why he's the true GOAT, and beat the shit out of some Bucks, and then hit the Super Bowl. And I think in a really close game between the Packers and the Bills, I think the Packers take out another Super Bowl for A-Rod and bring the Lombardi back home, baby.
All right.
Yeah. I realized that I was the only one to pick the Chiefs in the AFC.
You were.
I mean, like you guys said, it'll be interesting to see if Mahomes plays or not. Like,
Yeah. I
If
feel like
Mahomes
if
plays.
Mahomes plays, then it
Yeah,
definitely changes
yeah,
my opinion.
Yeah,
But
yeah, and
at
that's
this
why I'm
point, I
watching
don't
Kansas
see
City.
Mahomes playing.
No, that was a
Dude, I
bad
still like-
concussion. Did you see him get up? He was like wobbling and
Yeah,
stuff.
it was bad,
Like,
but
it was scary.
Mahomes
Mhm.
seems like the type of guy though that will play through anything. So
I don't know if
I
they'll
don't
let
know.
him though. It's
Alright.
not his decision with
Yeah,
concussion.
that's true.
Yeah.
NFL protocol, man.
Yeah.
I just looked it up
Mhm.
and it says he's got a tweaked nerve. So I don't know. It says there's optimism in Kansas City, but he's not out of the woods. So
Is it hockey time?
We'd
I
like
think
to
it is.
transition to Barry Melrose and give him. Should we give him a minute and a half or just a minute still?
He's
Coming
ready.
with the helmet.
We'll give him a minute and a
Look at my
half,
fucking
and that
Carmos out
starts
here.
in 3, 2, 1. Hit it.
Hockey fans, it's finally returned, and the NHL has returned to play. You know, most teams have played 3 games. You know, my Penguins, they're below 500, but you really can't complain when you
Go
finally
Knights.
take down Ovechkin once again. Markstrom getting his first shutout with the Calgary Flames over his former team was a big confidence booster for, I'm sure, Flames fans everywhere.
1 minute remaining.
All right, thank you. And you know, I'm just glad to see hockey's back. I'm sure our boy John Winkler is happy to see that the Blues won their first game, but then took a beating in their second game. I think it was 10-1. I'm not sure. And with my final time, I would just like to say Expo Center this weekend, Saturday at 7 p.m. Your Oahe Capitals will be taking on the Watertown Lakers in their annual Pink the Rink game. Come support. It's for a great cause, you know. Cancer sucks. So we're just trying to, you know, help make a difference, you know, donate. All the proceeds are going to I want to say Avera, but I'm not sure. I think we're also going to donate to a children's hospital as well. You know, it's always a great time this time of year, so that should be it.
Exactly a minute 30. That was well done, Andy Gordon. Thank you for the hockey insight. And let's round out today's
the man.
podcast with a little NBA talk. John Morant, Rookie of the Year.
John Morant.
John Morant, you mean
Oh!
LaMelo Ball?
Yeah, you mean
John
LaMelo
Morant.
Ball?
Yeah, my bad. Sorry, I just looked at a John Morant highlight of him coming back. It's my bad. It's on me. Yeah, LaMelo.
Ball, though.
I know
LaMelo
Michigan
Ball,
and
though.
Detroit.
I know.
Can I get a quesadilla?
You just said
Roll
we
down
were-
Roll
the
the
damn
window.
You said, hey, you know Philly's not the state, right? What?
God, LaMelo,
In
bro.
all seriousness, LaMelo is probably the early favorite. Although I am watching my man A1 from day one play for the Wolves right now. But
Mr. I
Hey,
wanna be an
James
NFL
Wiseman's
player.
been pretty good too.
James Wiseman's been good. But I mean, you got to think of all the media attention LaMelo's been getting this year, along with his play. Like, I think
It
this is
does
kind of a
lead in
no-brainer.
4 major categories, so
Yeah,
True.
as of right now, but there still is a lot of season left to be played, so LaMelo could end up getting hurt, and then someone like Edwards or someone like that, Edwards, Wiseman, could come on and take it. So Halliburton's been playing really well too.
True. He was really good in college. Really underrated.
Yeah, Halliburton's a beast.
But
But
well, Kevin Porter, man, getting the stick,
man, that's
getting the stick, getting tossed out.
yeah. I mean, that's what a childish act to cry and whine about someone taking your locker that you have to throw food in the locker room.
That's what he did. I didn't hear about
That's what
that.
he did.
Yeah.
Yeah, they said on I think it was Thursday or this weekend sometime. I don't know when for sure, but it was Friday. I just looked it up. Apparently they gave his locker to newly acquired Torian Prince and got upset and started throwing food around the locker room. So
Yeah,
Yeah,
he
what
said
is-
to the GM like it's modern day slavery.
That was
Yo,
a
that what he
quote.
said?
That was a
Yeah,
quote
he
from
said
him.
that to the GM.
Wow, he's really angry.
Our Isaac Pollock sent me something, so blame
My
him
man
if
is
that's not
going
true.
in.
Yeah, holy.
okay, this is what it says. Sources said Porter, whose locker was moved to the wall where the younger end of bench players reside, began yelling at one point and threw food. Okay, wow. So obviously he was mad that he got moved to the
Child's moves
that
right
is
there, man.
very, very child. And let's
Yeah.
not forget, like, he got into some trouble earlier this offseason too, because he like put something on social media about like suicide or something, and like obviously that's kind of a deep and dark subject that I don't really want to get into right now. But it says on November 15th, he was arrested for having a firearm in his car. Just so there's, if him, I'd potentially and maybe even end up going to rehab. Just like there's something mentally not right about Kevin Porter, which is kind of sad because he's kind of a bucket. So
Speaking of buckets,
I mean,
Harden.
yeah, we gotta
Yeah.
get into that.
what do you guys
That's a
thoughts
big
on the trade?
topic.
I think my man's was wearing a fat suit in
Yes,
Houston, man.
yes.
Yeah,
Okay,
he
I'm not
knew what
gonna
he was
confirm that
doing.
He was wearing a fat suit, but
He's a shapeshifter. That's what he is. He's a shapeshifter.
I don't know, man. I've seen so many pictures of Harden. Like I've seen him where he's like skin and bones. I've seen him where he's chunky. I've seen him just like fine,
Like-
man. This man can add and drop weight like it's nothing. Like I don't understand.
So
Yeah.
the best thing of the after Harden got traded was Landry Shamet was posted the meme of like little baby with the bag and the honey buns. And it was
Yeah,
like James Harden showing up to practice tomorrow, offering me for 13 or something like that.
yeah.
Funny. But
Oh.
if I'm being honest, dude, the Rockets. I think the Rockets will end up winning this deal in the long term because they got VO and 4 first-round picks. I think.
Yeah, I think I saw something. It was like the Brooklyn Nets don't have their own draft pick until like
Yeah, until
2028.
2027.
Yeah.
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 The dudes are,
28.
those kids are like
Yeah.
7th graders right now.
Yeah, they're gonna be
Durant
like,
will be like 40.
yep, their big three will be close to 40 each one of them. Like that's insane.
Yeah,
like you better get a ship from now and then, otherwise.
Well, their window.
Well,
Their window's
Kyrie,
really,
Kyrie with his incense, and he'll be like at least
his
25.
burning
No.
sage. No, but they're like
13 in
I
the head.
think they gotta win a championship in the next 3 years. Or
Oh,
otherwise
yeah.
this is a failure.
Championship or bust, 100%.
I mean,
But
the one
I
thing.
don't- I'll let you go, Ben.
Okay, the one thing I didn't understand was how did the trade still go through when the Pacers found out that Karis LeVert had a mass on his kidney?
I don't know. That was interesting to me as well. Which like
Because like
prayers up to LeVert. Hopefully it's not too serious.
Yeah.
But
Karis is really underrated. But
oh
like,
yeah,
I don't
he's
understand.
been really good the last two seasons.
I don't understand how, like, when the IT trade happened, when Kyrie got traded to Boston, like, Cleveland found that IT's hip, like, wasn't 100%, and, like, they got more out of it. So I don't know how the trade still went through. But
Yeah, I'm not sure how that entirely works.
I mean, obviously, prayers up to Karis. He's a
Mhm.
bucket. But it'll be interesting to see what happens when Kyrie comes back, because Kyrie's missing tonight's game again, because they said he was still. Woj said he was getting his conditioning back from
Missing all that
being out with his
time.
family.
Has he
Yeah.
like finally returned to practice, Ben? Do you have any idea?
I don't know for sure, but the way Woj tweeted today, it sounded like he's gonna play either Wednesday or Friday against Cleveland.
That'd be
So,
interesting
I
to
don't
see all
know.
three of them gel because Harden and KD gelled real well in their debut.
Yeah.
But
I mean, the best thing was all the memes of here's the next offense, and it's like Kyrie dribbling between the legs for like 10 seconds, and then Harden doing it, and then pass to KD for a shot. So
Mhm.
it'll be interesting to see how that offense works, and it'll be interesting to see how Steve Nash figures that out. But Steve Nash is a good
Mhm.
basketball mind, so I think he'll get it done.
Yeah.
Saw a report somewhere. Was Kyrie like upset that they traded for
Yeah.
Harden? Or, like,
Yeah,
wasn't
no,
it something
Kyrie-
like that?
yeah, and he didn't like
Kyrie
Nash.
Yeah, Kyrie was upset that they hired Steve Nash and like they didn't input him for his decision. And then apparently him and KD, the report was him and KD's relationship had like kind of started growing apart or something like that. But I mean, Kyrie is just
Just weird.
I
Kyrie's
don't-
toxic, man. He's toxic.
I don't know what to say about Kyrie anymore.
Yeah,
absolute bucket, an absolute baller, but
good at basketball,
It just-
just questionable on all his other choices
questionable
at this
off
point.
the court.
Yeah,
Mhm.
Honestly, if I'm the Nets, I wouldn't even. I mean, I don't even know what team would want to trade for him, but I would just try to get some more bench depth on your team because I mean, yeah, the Nets got a good starting five, but they have no bench depth, and bench depth becomes very important in playoff time, especially in finals. If your stars aren't getting anything to go down, you need a good bench to help support. So I wouldn't even mind if Brooklyn could somehow trade Kyrie. I don't know what team would fight for him, but if they get some more bench
I
depth,
think
I would like that.
I don't think any team's going to trade for Kyrie at this point. Just
I don't
help
think
his off
I
the-
don't think so either, but it'd
I
be
mean,
a
that's
smart
another-
move by Brooklyn.
yeah.
That's another thing. Another thing I too, or I forgot was Dinwiddie's out for the year too because Dinwiddie tore his like MCL or something.
Yeah, he had a
so
partial
Yeah,
tear.
that
Yeah,
hurt. That hurts.
So I
him
mean,
even
they're
more.
not very deep at all.
Like they got looks like their bench depth is like Landry Shamet, Bruce Brown.
yeah. They like don't have like a
Like,
backup
Sha-
center at all.
Like Shamet's not bad, but like I don't know. Do you really want him as your sixth man?
I don't even know
Playoff
who Bruce
time,
Brown
like-
is, man.
He plays for
Yeah.
He played for.
I
he
don't
played
even know
for-
who that man is.
He played for the Pistons. He's actually pretty solid. Like he's not gonna give you like a lot offensively, but like he's a good defender and he can shoot the ball pretty well. So
Yeah, we'll have to just see how that works out in the long run. But with that, it's gonna wrap up our second episode. Unless Bennett's got something else.
Before we go into top
Okay.
5, big UFC fight this weekend between.
Oh, yeah,
McGregor and
baby.
Poirier.
Oh, yeah.
McGregor's back,
Dude.
Bennett. McGregor's back, baby.
Did you hear what he said yesterday?
The
though?
double chunk.
I was watching ESPN and McGregor said Habib's scared to fight him or something like that.
Yeah, he's trying to bait him
Like,
into
that's
a
why Habib-
rematch right
that's
now.
why
He
Habib-
wants the
He is.
money. He wants the money. He's a smart man.
But,
He's
Oh,
a
yeah.
smart man. He definitely knows how to sell stuff.
Yeah.
Before we go into top 5, let's just get quick thoughts on this fight real quick.
Between Poirier and McGregor.
Poirier and McGregor, yeah.
McGregor's gonna kill him, man.
Yeah.
And how
I
many
think
rounds?
McGregor comes out like a bad man, and I'd say McGregor knockout second round.
Second
He's
round.
going like Cowboys,
Yeah.
knocking him out in 40 seconds.
Yeah, I'm
That's
with
my take
What's the
right
line?
there.
What's the
Rounds, two
line right
rounds.
now? You think 2? Gordy, what about
That's
you?
my.
I think
I'll take the
McGregor
line.
knocks him out first round.
I'm gonna look at the line right now. Obviously, a lot of people may or may not know this. Not a McGregor fan at all, but
And you just don't like the goats. Like you don't like Tiger. You don't.
It's
you don't like
it's McGregor minus 280.
I'm seeing McGregor opened as a negative
Gordy,
175.
I bet that's why.
Yeah,
he
I'm
likes
seeing
LeBron so much.
negative
Yeah.
280 right now.
Oh,
in the
Oh,
current
Yeah,
odds.
he
I-
got the prop, but doesn't
As
like.
much
Yeah.
as much as I hate
makes sense,
McGregor,
dude.
as much as I dislike McGregor, I think he probably ends up getting it done.
Probably.
I don't know. I think it's gonna be a good
Probably.
fight. I think
Nah, he
He
will.
will. He will get it done.
I'm-
But
I'm
there's no
betting my house on
probably.
McGregor.
The double
You're
champ
betting
is
the
getting
house
it
on
done, baby.
But okay, I'm gonna say this. I think McGregor's gonna win, but I'm not gonna be shocked if Poirier like upsets him.
Oh yeah, sure. He's been out of fighting for a
That's-
while, but
Yeah, and that's the thing that that scares me about McGregor. Like McGregor's been his last fight was like 2018, 19, something like that, when he fought Cowboy.
I mean, he's a
So.
killer at the end of the day. So
I mean,
Last year when he.
yeah, he fought McGregor or he fought Cowboy last year, didn't he?
yeah.
yeah,
So almost a year.
And
ago when
Cowboy's no slouch, man.
Yeah,
That's a
Cowboy's
good
He
fighter.
knocked him out in 40 seconds.
Yeah, that's a
TK'd
good-
him in 40 seconds.
That's a good fighter.
Yeah,
I just.
but
You saw a different McGregor when he fought Cowboy though, with those shoulder.
True that.
He
that was
used his
just-
shoulders to break his nose, bro. Oh, that would be so painful. I could not imagine that at all. Oh,
I mean,
Getting creative.
Poirier only fought once in 2020. So I mean, it'll be interesting to see if they can shake off the rust a little bit. But
Indeed. Now with that, McGregor's gonna take home the W.
Yes,
And that
sir.
wraps up the second episode with the 605 Broke Boys. We're going to go with our top 5 Best items at McDonald's. All right, take it away, baby.
Yes, sir. I got you guys. All right, number 5 here. A little bit of an underrated item. I'm going the chocolate chip cookies.
Okay.
You can get 3 of them for $1. And especially if you get them nice and like fresh and warm, there's nothing better than a nice chocolate chip cookie from McDonald's, in my opinion. And number 4, we'll go a nice McDouble. Not just a singular cheeseburger, but a McDouble, dude. Like, I'm a big fan of the little tiny onions, pickles, McDouble slap.
You can get
Third
the poor
item,
man's Big
I'm gonna
Mac too.
go- That's right, dude. And then number 3, I'll go a quarter pounder. Quarter pounder's a solid choice. You know, it's just like a big burger, so like, it's just better. I don't know how to describe it. Number 2, not food item here, but the McDonald's Sprite.
Oh, I was hoping you put that on there.
Everyone knows it hits different. Like, you don't buy
That Sprite
Sprite from the
Mixie
gas
shit.
station. Yeah, that Sprite Mixie shit's different. But you got to get a Sprite when you go to McDonald's. You don't get like a Coke or like anything like that. And number 1, you know what's always there for you at 2 a.m. when no one else is responding? A good old McChicken. Like, nothing is McDonald's McChicken 2 for 2 is always there for you. I'm a big McChicken guy, and it's a necessity on the menu when I go there, 100%.
Hey, Bennett,
Dude,
it's
so,
not
like-
chicken and bread, dog. It's a McChicken.
Yeah, and
Dude, but like I say, I don't like mayo. Like, I'd never have
put
like
some
mayo.
like honey mustard on it, then, man.
Do they even have honey
Dude.
mustard at McDonald's?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do they?
Oh
Dude, what-
shit! I messed up my list, man. I'm kicking off something. I gotta put the McDonald's fries on there, man. That's a bozo.
Yeah, you do. That's what
Yeah.
I was about to say. I was about
Dude,
to. You
I
gotta put the
completely
fries on
forgot
there.
about
Because
that.
what do you
Oh
got?
my
You got
God.
cookies. You got cookies.
Okay, I'll just
Right.
kick
I
like
say-
I'll kick a McDouble or like a quarter pounder off, man. Like, they're almost the same thing.
You
They
big
are.
breakfast guy at McDonald's?
Nah. Dude,
Not
you
the
gotta
breakfast
go.
guy.
Ben, I know you like your little
Oh, the egg
McMuffins
McMuffins.
or-
Egg McMuffins
Dude, no.
slap. But I will
Nah.
say though, the only time I don't get McDonald's Sprite is when I go there for breakfast, because you got to get their strawberry banana smoothies.
No, like an
but
OJ,
I don't
bro.
go there for breakfast. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's fine. But like, when I
Dude,
go
but
there
like
for
my
breakfast-
boy Nedved said, the world's been going down ever since McDonald's raised their McChicken price to
They
a
did,
dollar
man.
to a
It's
dollar
tough.
50,
It's
man.
Tough, yeah.
and they stopped selling all day breakfast too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's been going down, man. Like, you know, the world's just been going down since that happened.
I agree.
And-
Sure.
Yep. With that, blame the world's troubles on McDonald's. Thank you, everybody, for listening. It's been the Broke Boys, and we're out.
Peace out.
Peace.
Peace.